So instructing them to respect those who are around you, it's important that you teach your sons and daughters, hey, when we're there, it's important that you don't distract other people on purpose. It's okay. They're boys and girls. It's okay. Moms and dads, don't lose any sleep over this if your children are a distraction to anybody. Don't lose sleep over that. But also, don't miss the moment to teach your sons and daughters to not be a distraction on purpose. We understand because we want to train them in the way they should go. Instruct them to pick up after themselves. If while the sermon is going on, they somehow got a hold of a piece of Kleenex and found it very interesting to just peel it and tear it all to pieces, and you open your eyes from the prayer and there's just a cloud of Kleenex around you. We have brooms and vacuums. It's a good teachable moment. Teach that child. Don't say, "Oh, Brad and Allie will take care of that." No. If you don't know where the key to get to the vacuum cleaner is, go ask Brad. And he'll show you where it is so you can get the vacuum, and teach that boy and girl that we don't do this and then just walk away from this. You remember, we want to train them in the way they should go, not in the way they want to go, make a mess and walk away from it. So at the end of the day, our duty is not to just simply teach them to play and to color quietly. I would say that would be the last thing we want to teach them. To just know how to play and color quietly. Now, at some level, that may seem like a great accomplishment, that they made it through an entire gathering and they were quiet while they played and colored. And it would be worth rejoicing and celebrating, but at the end of the day, that's not your goal. Your goal is that they would participate in the whole of the gathering. So encourage that, and keep that in the end. That's what you want to have happen. And then ultimately, you want to train them to behave like disciplined followers of Christ. Disciplined followers of Christ have limits. They have restrictions. They have things that they do and things that they don't do. They behave like this. They talk like this. They sing like this. You want them to see what that looks like, and you want them to imitate that. Let me say one last word to the parents. In the event that rowdiness erupts on your aisle, first of all, expect that it's probably going to. So make sure there's understanding. Give some formal teaching to the children at home. That if rowdiness, whether it's a cry because something got taken away from them, or they're not allowed to do what they wanted to do, and so they behave like a child. Make sure that child knows in advance that if that happens, mom or dad are going to have to pick you up gently, kindly, compassionately, respectfully, and we're going to have to exit the room for a minute. And we're going to need to get things corrected. And on this matter, moms and dads, it's important that's not the moment to train the children, if they don't get their way in here, that they get to go have their way out there. So we don't go out there and just let them run and tear everything up and do whatever they want to do, and at least they're not disrupting the gathering. No, the end result again is not that we've removed something. Our end result is that we're training them to behave like disciplined followers of Christ. Now, they're not going to get this right away, but they're certainly not going to get it if you don't intentionally train them and teach them in this way. So if rowdiness erupts in the chair next to you, moms and dads, don't be embarrassed by it. It's so easy for me to say because I don't have a little one sitting next to me. Don't be embarrassed by it. Take advantage of the moment as a teaching moment. We're going to remove the child, and we're going to go out where their rowdiness isn't going to disrupt for too long. Everyone's going to patiently endure with it because, remember, we're in this together. We're partners in this. So we understand and we expect that that's going to happen. And so don't think it's too difficult for you. It's not too difficult for your children. And don't think that you're being a burden on the rest of the fellowship. What would be a burden is if, I think for whatever reason, I used an illustration of if a child has a drumstick and they're just raking it across all of those little rungs underneath the chair in front of you. They're laying on the ground and they're just going underneath every chair. Well, now you are a disruption. And you're being an unfair disruption. The child is, and you're training them that it's okay for them to be the rowdy, loud and obnoxious individual who's making it very difficult for everybody. If I'm using that as an illustration because I don't know of anyone who's done that. If it has been happening, then do whatever it takes to stop that from happening. In that case, remember, we're wanting to train them up in the way they should go.